Defense is a really big one as well that I care a lot about. So I can tell you my coolest new defense company. So 5 years ago, we started this company called Empress. Empress was the name of the bow of Theseus. Theseus started Athens legend, and he had infinite arrows. And what Empress is, it's a form of having infinite arrows because it's firing microwave radiation. And it turns out, so it's called EMP, right? Electromagnetic pulse blast. It turns out you could turn off the bad guys, any of their electronics, from miles away now. And you can make these things fire much better by using machine learning on hardware, on chips, to get the power to all hit at once to fire better. So we've created these new weapons that fire miles away, turning things off. We're not allowed to use them in Ukraine yet because our government's really slow. But for example, you put this on a drone, fly over a Russian convoy, and you could just turn off the whole convoy, shooting the whole way. It's pretty cool, huh? Yes. We're gonna put them on all the SEAL vehicles later. It's gonna be fun.
The Chinese aren't going to steal this, are they?
This is one of those things.
Or do you think they'll be able to develop it?
So I think this is very good for the world because it's very pro-defense, because you can turn things off from far away. So eventually it's going to turn off missiles and anything coming at you. Now I think this is the sort of thing that people will figure out over the next 5 or 10 years. Just like any new breakthrough, over the next decade later, the other guys will have it too.
Does this have the potential to be Reagan's Star Wars system? Is that correct? He called it Star Wars system, right? The basic missile defense system.
So Israel, for example, has gotten really good at lasers. It's just with the defense minister there, and obviously their new stuff. Rather than having to shoot down missiles for the Iron Dome, they're going to do lasers on it.
But those have no electronics in them, right? Most of the missiles that are firing down on them, they need a legit Iron Dome.
They need to Iron Dome them. I mean, electronics are always useful for steering things, and so you can always just turn off the electronics. They still might hit you, but if you turn off the electronics, they probably can't dodge as well.
Right.
So it probably is useful to blast them.
It's useful for, say, a hypersonic missile. Is this the only way that we could shoot down a hypersonic in theory?
So what's really cool is that gallium nitride, which is the emitter here, is still on Moore's law. It's still doubling every 18 months because it's pretty far behind. So it looks like we'll probably be able to shoot these things down from 50 miles away by the end of the decade. If that's the case, you could probably take out a hypersonic missile far enough away that it would not be able to hit its target. It'd still be dangerous, but it'd be a lot less dangerous.